Craig Dostie here with Earn Your Turns at the SIA Outdoor Retailer Show in Colorado's Convention Center in Denver. And we're here with Dave Bombard and Chris Ewert with Bishop Bindings and the BMF, the Badass Mofo.
That's right.
So they made some few changes, so they're going to show us what's going on here.
Exactly, yeah. So we have the BMF, we have two different bindings. They actually each come in 75 or NTN. This is the BMF-3. This binding, this is more of a resort-oriented binding. You can take it, backcountry, it's a tele binding, but it doesn't have a free pivot mode. Whereas the BMF-R has this 60 degrees of free pivot. So you can actually tour in this guy. And then once you're done touring, you just press this forward and down, and then you're good. One of the things we worked a lot on is the ease of step in and out. Just one of the things you always hate when you're teleing is with the cables and all that kind of stuff, and you're no brakes, your skis fly off down the hill and can like decapitate somebody. So we wanted to make the step in and out really easy. If you go to the back heel, they could show you for the 75. This is 75 millimeter on this BMF-3, and it's a very simple. You just step in and then down, and then you're good. This is a little safety you can pop up, and getting out is really easy. Again, you don't even need poles or anything. You just step on the back, and then with the 75, it's a little harder to get out. The best way to do that is to kind of rotate to get out. But it's really nice. A lot of the patrollers that are on it love it because they don't always have their hands free to do things and have poles, so they can just use their skis and their boots to get in and out. One of the other things we have on this is the ability to switch from a 75 millimeter to an NTN. So if you have 75 millimeter boots, you can buy the binding with a 75 millimeter toe cage, and then you can buy a kit. So you don't have to buy a whole new binding. You buy a kit to switch it to NTN later. So if you still love those 75 millimeter boots and they're great, you can keep them, and then down the road, if you want to switch to NTN, you can do that, and not to buy a whole new binding. Another value that we offer is the ability to have these switch kits. So there's a plate system. It's this black plate right here, and then this back pad back in the back, a switch pad. And the binding is just use 4 screws that you take out to switch it from plate to plate. So you can have a quiver of skis, not have to have multiple bindings. You can just take this binding off, move it to your other pair of skis. The brakes come in different widths, so if you have a different width ski, you can switch out the brake as well. So, anything else that I missed, Chris?
I think that's the BMF and adjust right there.
Also, one size fits all, so there isn't a small and a large. This system back here, you just loosen this screw right here with a posi drive, Phillips head, and then you can adjust for all the boot lengths, so it's not a small or a medium. The other difference that we have is going to this back heel, and the way that flexes the boot. A lot of people feel, and Chris, you were saying that, kind of have this feel, the flex of a 75 millimeter kind of almost cable system in some sense, the way it compresses the boot, but also obviously the lateral and the control you get with our sliding plate system. So, and the durability. We still have all metal connections to the boot. I mean, there's some carbon fiber actually. So we did work pretty hard on lightening this binding. We have carbon fiber composites on a lot of these parts. Both this rear case up here. This is a carbon fiber composite. This is carbon fiber composite. So we worked pretty hard to also make it a little bit lighter, but also durable.
Okay, so how do you pronounce the name of the binding?
The BMF.